Leo, someone's behavior this week may finally force you to stop romanticizing the situation. Venus is moving through your sign, making you more magnetic, expressive, visible, and emotionally radiant. People notice you right now. Attraction intensifies easily. Creative energy rises quickly. But Venus in Leo also wants sincerity. Attention without emotional depth may suddenly feel hollow. Early in the week, unexpected conversations or changes in plans could create frustration around friendships, work, or future goals. Someone may behave inconsistently, and your patience for mixed signals is running dangerously low. Midweek feels lighter. Venus forms supportive connections that can bring creative breakthroughs, romantic excitement, emotional warmth, or renewed confidence. You may feel briefly reminded of who you are when you are not constantly carrying everyone else's expectations. But then Venus opposes Pluto. And Leo, this is where emotional truth enters the room. A relationship may suddenly feel more controlling, possessive, or emotionally loaded than before. Hidden jealousy, power struggles, or unresolved resentment could surface quickly. If someone only values you when you are performing strength, this week may expose it clearly. Do not ignore what your body feels around certain people. Your nervous system notices emotional danger long before your pride admits it. Mars in Taurus is also pressuring career matters, responsibilities, and long-term direction. You may feel torn between personal happiness and external obligation. The temptation will be to keep pushing through exhaustion just to maintain momentum. But burnout disguised as ambition is still burnout. Toward the end of the week, emotional perspective begins returning. A conversation, realization, or quiet moment may help you understand what kind of love, recognition, or future actually nourishes you, instead of merely feeding your ego temporarily. This week, Leo, stop shrinking your emotional standards just because someone enjoys your light. The right people do not merely admire your fire, they protect it too. Leo, your tarot card is the Four of Pentacles. You may be holding too tightly to something this week. Control, certainty, pride, money, or emotional self-protection. This card asks whether your grip is actually creating the stability you want, or merely preventing necessary change. The Four of Pentacles often appears when fear quietly disguises itself as caution. You do not need to lose yourself emotionally to remain open, but you do need to stop treating vulnerability like danger.
Leo, you get hexagram 38. Fire over lake. Opposition. Differences become impossible to ignore this week. A relationship, emotional expectation, or internal conflict may reveal two truths struggling to coexist. Opposition does not always mean separation. Sometimes it simply means clarity. Someone may see life differently than you do, and forcing agreement may only deepen tension. Respecting emotional truth matters more now than preserving appearances.
Leo, your rune is Nauthiz. Nauthiz is the rune of pressure, necessity, and emotional friction that forces growth. You may feel temporarily restricted this week, especially emotionally, but this rune asks you to separate genuine need from emotional impulse. Discomfort can become wisdom when handled consciously. Not every delay is rejection. Some delays exist because something stronger still needs developing first.
This week reminded you that your heart deserves care too. Not only responsibility, not only survival, care. Some connections are becoming clearer now. Who nourishes your spirit, who drains it, and where you have been carrying too much alone. Let that awareness guide you gently instead of frightening you. Leave a comment sharing which message stayed with you the longest this week. I always love seeing how these energies manifest differently for each of you. And do not forget to watch your rising sign as well, because it often reveals the emotional layer your sun sign does not fully explain. If these readings resonate with you, subscribe, like the video, and ring the bell so we can continue this journey together next week.